Yeah.
Recording. Okay. Today is 1.3 is the first one. We're going to do it off and on as it goes. So 1.3 is subtraction. Remember, you have a spot in your portfolio you keep notes. So either do it in your portfolio now or put it into your portfolio after you've taken the notes. Anytime you miss class, watch the video or get it out, take notes out of the book. You need notes on every section. 1.3 is subtracting. Even if you know it, write down a few notes, okay? Okay, if you have a number, let's say you have 49 minus 26. Write them like that. Start on the right. 9 minus 6. 3. 4 minus 2 is 2. Okay. Do they write it sideways ever? No. Okay. Let's do another one. If you have like 4 numbers. 5, 5, 2, 2, minus 3, 4, 2, 1. Okay. So 2 minus 1. Make sure you have them lined up real good. 2 minus 1 is 1. 2 minus 2, 0. 5 minus 4, 1. 5 minus 3, 2. It's a 4-digit number. Do you need a comma? It's optional, right? You don't have to have one. Okay, that's the first kind of problems. You're going to do that. The second section has an answer on there. Okay, the second section starting with 21. Read the directions, see what it says. It says, here's the problem. It already has an answer there. It says use addition to check each subtraction problem. If an answer is not correct, find the correct answer. So for the second section, you're going to do addition. Which 2 numbers do you think you're going to be adding? These 2. So put 42 plus 12. Do the addition. 2 plus 2. 4 plus 1. As long as it's that answer, in your answer column, write correct. Okay, if it's not right, let me see one right here. Number 23 says, can you still see it? Yeah. It says 89 minus 27, and it has the answer 63. Add the 2 bottom ones. 27, sorry, let me scoot it over, plus 63. 7 plus 3, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9. So in your answer column, you would write incorrect or INC is enough because it's little. You can abbreviate, and the correct answer is 90. So this is what you would put in your answer column. Okay? So that's what you do with that group. Checked it. In this one, you would just write correct in your answer column. For the people that were not here last time, let me show you. We won't say whose this is. The name's inside, but I'll cover it up. Okay. What you're going to do is you're going to write your problems over here and the answers over here. If it's really long, you can write it here, or you can just have it written over here, and you could put C work, okay? If it's real long, you don't have to try to put it in this column. This person did, but you don't have to, okay? You could say C work, okay? So that's what I'm talking about, an answer column. The margin is your answer column. Okay, the next section, subtract, regroup, regrouping when necessary. So you're probably going to have to borrow. But regrouping is borrowing. So like number 31, you're going to subtract. Are you going to do 5 minus 7. Can you do that? Okay. You can't do 7 from 5. So you need to borrow from a 7, make it a 6, and put a 1 in front of that. Some people put the 1 here, some people put 15 above it. So however you want to do it, whatever you're used to. Either way, it doesn't matter to me, okay? I'm going to make it bigger here. Okay, 15 minus 7 is 8. That's one of those cards you better have. 15 minus 7, 15 minus stuff. That's one you need to learn. 6 minus 3? 3. Okay? So in your answer column, put 38. Make sure you show the borrowing. When you're doing addition, show when you carry. Okay? In the work section. So let's do another one here. Like 39. I'm doing odds because you're doing evens. Okay, 771 minus 252. Can you subtract 2 from 1? No. So you need to borrow. And this 1, you can put 1 in front of it or put 11 above it. 11 minus 2? 9. 6 minus 5? 1. 7 minus 2? 5. So put that in your answer column. We need somewhere there's zeros and stuff like that. Okay, let's do a simple one with a 0. Like number 49 has 60 minus 37. Okay, don't just put 7 down there. You need something to subtract it from. So we need to borrow from here. How much did we borrow? We borrowed 10. So this one is 10. 10 minus 7, 3. 5 minus 3, 2. So it's 23. Okay, let's do borrowing where we borrow a few numbers. Okay, 59 has 2006 minus 1850. Okay, 6 minus 0 you can do. We don't have enough. Oops, sorry, can't see it. Somebody tell me when that happens. Okay, 6 minus 0. Okay, you don't have enough. You don't have anything to borrow from here. So we have to go all the way back to here to borrow. That makes this one 10, but we need to borrow for this one, right? So this one is going to be 9 instead of 10. This one is 10, and we don't need to have anything borrowed from it. So you have 10 there. 10 minus 5 is 5. 9 minus 8, 1. 1 minus 1, you don't need to write the 0, okay? Just write that part. Let's do one just off the top of our head with a lot of zeros, okay? Let's do like 3,000 minus 1, 2, 6, 7. Okay, we have a few zeros here. Nothing to borrow from. We need to have a number to subtract 7 from here. Okay, we have to go all the way back to here to borrow. Make it a 2. This is 10, but we're going to have to borrow for this. So let's just automatically put a 9. This would be 10, but we had to borrow here. So this is a 9. That one's 10, and we didn't have to borrow from it. Okay? So when you're borrowing and there's lots of zeros, I'm going to start this problem over again here. Go ahead and you know you're going to be borrowing from over here. You could say this one's 10. In front of it will be 9. 9 until you finally get to one that you can borrow just one from like that. So you could either do it this way and say 10 and then borrow, 10, borrow, and that's 10. Or you can go backwards. The first one will be 10 and these will be 9s because they have to be borrowed from. Is that clear pretty much? Okay. Does that I've noticed that some people make mistakes on this and it messes everything up from then on. Okay, 10 minus 7, 3, 9 minus 6, 3, 9 minus 2, 7, 2 minus 1, 1. So there's your answer. Okay? Let's do, okay, the next section here gives you an answer, a subtraction answer, like 71. It says 9428 minus 4509. And it gave the answer 4919. Just like you checked it a while ago with subtraction, or what did you check it with? Addition. Okay, you're going to check it again with addition. Which ones are you going to use? The bottom two. So write them over here and add them just like you did before. 9 plus 9, 18. 1 and 1 is 2. 9 plus 5, 14. Carried 1. 4 and 4 is 8, and 1 is 9. If this is the same, put correct in your answer column. If not, you're going to put I and C in the correct answer, right? Just like you did on the ones before. And you have word problems. Don't let these word problems freak you out. If it's in the subtraction section, you're probably going to be subtracting the numbers, right? Okay? 81, a man burns 187 calories during 60 minutes of sitting at a computer, while a woman burns, that's not fair, 140 calories at the same activity. Men burn off faster than women. That's just not right. How many fewer calories does a woman burn than a man? How many fewer you're going to be subtracting? Does that 60 come in there? Or you're not even going to use the 60. You're going to use the 187 and the 140. When you subtract, always put the big number on top. Put 187 minus 140. Because if it tells it to you in the opposite order, you still need to remember to put the big number on top, okay? Is there any questions that you can see? I see a question already. Number 80 says, can you use the commutative and the associative properties in subtraction? Do you remember what commutative and associative properties are? No? No. Do you remember, Kelvin? No? Huh? It's like when you switch order. Okay, let me explain it to you, okay? Commutative property, think about commuting to work. See the first word, commute? Commutative property. Okay, commutative, if it went from A to B, if somebody was commuting to work from Albuquerque to Bernalillo, they would be traveling the same distance as somebody that commuted from Bernalillo to Albuquerque, right? They would be traveling the same distance. So if you see this part, think about commuting. Going from here to there is the same as there to here. Okay? That's how I remember commute. Okay? That's commutative. This is the commutative property of addition. You could do it in multiplication too. So you know when we get to multiplication, I'm going to cover it again. Okay, what about the associative? Anybody have it off the top of their head? not multiplying. There's associative property of addition and associative property of multiplication also. Associative, the way I like to remember it, let me write it first. There's parentheses here, okay? I'd like to say that Al walked in and saw Bert and gave him a hug. Or maybe you could say it's a handshake. Parentheses look more like hugs to me, but maybe Al and Bert aren't huggers, okay? So Al came in and he gave Bert a hug. Or Bert came in and gave Al a hug, whatever. These two people hugged. And Cookie Monster is just sitting over on the side. He wasn't getting hugged. And then Bert turned around and he hugged Cookie Monster. Here, Al and Bert are associating. Here, Bert and Cookie Monster are associating or hugging. Okay? There's your associative. We're huggers. We hug and associate. Okay? There's your commutative and associative. Now, the problem number 80 asks you, can you use the commutative property in subtraction? So if you have 5 minus 3, is it going to be the same as 3 minus 5? No. This would be a negative number that we haven't even came to that yet. So that does not work. Can you do it in, like if you had 5 minus 2 minus 1? Is that going to be the same? If you did 5 minus 2, that would be 3 minus 1. Is that going to be the same as this? If you change the parentheses. 5 minus, what is 2 minus 1? 1. 3 minus 1 is 2. 5 minus 1 is 4. No. You cannot use the commutative or the associative property in subtraction, okay? So I already answered one of your problems for you. So you can use these same examples to show that it's not, or you're wrong, okay? And I don't see any other questions. Would you like to turn that off for me? I'm going to leave it up there for a second.